Hello guys, today we are looking at Yamaha FZ version 3, a bike that changed the way we used to look at the 150cc's. Look why. So let's talk about the most prominent bit of the bike, the styling. The bike is very muscular. Like if you see a 150cc segment bike, you won't see a muscular bike as this one. It is really beefy. Talking about the tank is really wide. It has an extension here in the front. It has a chrome grille here to cover the air vents here. The air vent actually, it's a single cylinder air cooled engine with 4-stroke 2-valve engine. The air goes from here and it actually circulates towards the engine, so it keeps the engine cool here. On the rear we have a really wide cowl, and the good part I like is that it has a single piece grab rail here, which looks really nice. I mean, I've never seen a bike with a single piece grab rail, so this is really nice. On the rear we have a non-LED tail lamp, which is nice bright. I like it, it's nice bright, and the shape is also nice. I mean, it's narrow, it's really good. The indicators are again not LED. I would expect an LED indicator. I mean, it's a 150cc bike, something that I expect. So the headlight is inspired by the elder brother, the FZ250, and it looks damn good. Turning it on, it is really bright. The DRLs are nice here. It's very bright. The pass light, it is very bright, but the throw is not really high because I've been riding this bike for a while, and I can say the throw is not high for the pass light here. On the front we have standard telescopic forks. Rear we have a 7-level adjustable monoshock there inside. So this bike has 17-inch alloys, 100 by 80 section tire on the front. On the rear we have a nice fat 140 by 60 section tire. Both of them are MRF, so you can expect a nice grip on your regular commutes. Coming to the braking bit of the bike, it has a disc on the front as well as on the rear. 282mm disc on the front with ABS, a single channel ABS, and on the rear we have a 220mm disc here. The fat tire and the single channel ABS gives you a lot of stopping power and a lot of confidence. Let's have a look on the instrument cluster. Just on the key. This is an aftermarket piece fitted by my friend. Okay. So looking at the instrument cluster, it has mostly all the usual details that you need. It has the odometer, the tachometer, the speed indicator, the fuel indicator, the rev line indicator, and mostly everything that you usually have. I just think that the gear indicator is missing here. So this light is for the ABS, and this is the neutral indicator. So yeah, majorly that is the instrument cluster. It is a negative LED instrument cluster, so you'll see a black background and the numbers and the fonts in white. The bike has the key slot or the ignition here mounted on the tank, which is really nice. I find this really cool. The handlebar height is raised and the foot pegs are on the front, so which gives you a nice upright riding posture when you ride. So I'm personally 5 feet 9, and that is how I saddle up on the bike. My legs were flat on the bike and I was pretty comfortable. It was an upright riding posture for me. But for my friend who was 6'3", it was trouble tucking his knee on the tank. It was his knee was actually hitting the tank extension, so I'm not really sure if it would be a good bike for 6 feet plus. The bike has a nice short exhaust here, which gives a nice sporty look to the bike, and the cover on the exhaust, prevents you from any skin burns due to the heat of the silencer. Let's listen to the exhaust note now. So enough of talking, let's take this muscular jacked up 150cc for a spin. Okay, so I realized that okay, the low end power is really good. The punchiness on the first gear was pretty good. I like that. I seriously feel that the bike is very comfortable. I mean, the riding posture on this bike is perfectly suited for a perfect commuter. Just small complaint would be that the seat could be a little bit softer, because I really think that it's a bit harder for a commuter. A bit of a softer seat is something that I think would be an add-on to the comfort of the overall bike. And the horn is also pretty loud. The switches and the buttons on this Yamaha is also as good as any other Yamaha. They are nice, premium, they have a nice tactile feel to it. So, good quality switches, I say. So, the turning radius of the bike is very short, and this is an add-on for a commuter. Like, for example, if you're stuck in traffic, you may need to move your bike in short areas, so that's good. And we have some people playing here. And as you see, the bike moves really nice. It's really agile on its feet. I like that, and the thick tires give you confidence. Okay, ouch. Okay, the belly just scraped on the speed breaker, which is not good. So I would say that the ground clearance is less on this bike. Okay, there's another speed breaker. Going slow, yet we had a scrape here, which is. So I think that if the ground clearance was more, it would be an add-on. I mean, this is a really short ground clearance. And here we have some off-road. Let's see how the bike performs here. Okay. It tries to get out of the place, but the power on the wheel is not really the most to get it out from these tricky situations. So the clutch on this one is pretty light and smooth. It's easy to engage and disengage. The gearbox is also above decent. I never got stuck on a single gear where I had to kick the lever to shift a gear. It was pretty smooth, and I like that. The refinement of the gearbox is good. So I've always loved the FZs from the generation 1, 2 and the generation 3 which I'm riding right now. That they're easy to maneuver. Even when they are so big and huge, they look really bulky, but when you try to ride in a regular city commute, you really feel that moving the bike from left to right, maneuvering it is really easy. I mean, that's something that Yamaha pulls off very well. I do feel that the mirrors on the FZ version 3, this one is very narrow. Considering that most of the people are going to ride this in their regular city commutes to their office, or maybe just to meet their friends or to college, they need a wider mirror, because there'll be a lot of chaos around the city and you do need wider mirrors on a commuter. So I do think that the FZ should have wider mirrors. The mirrors on this one are very narrow. I don't like them at all. So let's come to the engine bit of the bike. It has a 149cc single cylinder air cooled 4-stroke 2-valve engine. So here is why this Yamaha is the cheapest, because Yamaha has put 2-valve engine, which saves on the cost. So I do think that the power on this one was not well distributed. The torque numbers were not well distributed. It produces around 13.2 horses at 9,000 RPM and about 12.8 Newton meters of torque at 6,000 RPM. So it is good to perform on a low range or a mid range, but on a higher range, I didn't really like the way the bike performed. I mean, when I tried to drop a gear and I tried to overtake a vehicle in front of me, I did not really feel the punch of the engine. I mean, I thought that the engine was really struggling to get out of the place. So the V3 does get updates on its body and its color schemes and its graphics, but there are no updates as such on the engine. I didn't like the way the engine performed after 5,500 RPM or maybe 6,000 RPM. The bike didn't feel punchy after that. So I do feel that Yamaha should have upgraded the engine too here. The refinement on the engine was pretty good, so I have no complaints. Yamaha has kept their name up here for the refinement part. I do like the fuel economy on this one. I mean, the FI performs good, and you get a fuel economy of about 40 in the cities and 45 about on highways, so which is pretty good. So this 150cc commuter is the most aggressively priced Yamaha yet, and it costs 1.06 lakh rupees ex-showroom, and it is a pretty good bike. I mean, should you buy it? That is something on you. But yeah, that's it for today. I'll go take a nice ride on this bike, and Do not forget to wear helmets. And guys, if you like the video, hit the like button, comment down below, and do share the video. Subscribe to my channel, and until then, see you next time.